Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd share with you the fragrances that I bought during the Black Friday sale. And I actually got these all from Perfume online. This isn't sponsored or anything like this, but they happen to have really good deals and free shipping over 79 bucks. So I couldn't resist. I actually have really tried to be careful this year. But I bought 4 Middle Eastern fragrances that I'd had my eye on for a while. And so I wanted to share with you what I got. Are you excited? Do you know what I got? You'll find out shortly. But if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. One of the things that I've been liking about Middle Eastern fragrances, there's lots of hits and misses out there. So, you know, you really have to do your homework as far as what to get. I have a couple different videos with Val. We're planning on one in January. She's bought a whole whack of new ones. So I think we'll probably focus on those and just her experience. She's really good at researching before she buys, but inevitably you're going to get a dud in there every once in a while if you're blind buying. But there are so many fantastic fragrances to be had in the Middle Eastern realm. The cool thing about them is that they oftentimes smell like really opulent, but they are oftentimes really affordable. So well under $100 Canadian. A lot of times they're under $50 Canadian. So you can smell rich, bougie, luxurious for a fraction of the cost. Some of them are dupes, some of them aren't. I had one subscriber say, you know, everyone's talking about Middle Eastern dupes all the time, but the reality is that Middle Eastern perfume has been around forever. And a lot of fragrances have come out prior to the, you know, the supposed thing that they're duping. So that's something to remember. Like Middle Eastern fragrance is well established. A lot of times you're going to get some oud in there, lots of rose, but they're all really spectacular. I have 4 fragrances here that I purchased during the sale, and I want to start with Anam Gold by Lattafa. Now, I thought I would share some of the packaging with you because, again, Middle Eastern fragrances a lot of times really go all out and are pretty opulent in regards to packaging. So even thinking about gifts headed into the Christmas season, these make beautiful gifts. So I think this was around $40. And this is the packaging, like nice solid box. And then this is what you get. So it's really a nice presentation. Some people don't care about packaging or presentation. I think it's fun to get something that's really nice as opposed to just a fragrance wrapped in cellophane in a box that you just open and pull out. So this is quite a beautiful presentation. The Anam Gold bottle is just really quite beautiful. So it's this beautiful burgundy color. I love kind of the gold florals that are on here. The lid is substantial. So this is a really nice, luxurious, heavy packaging, which I also really love. Now, Anam Gold, I just sprayed it literally all over my face. Like my face now, if someone smells my face, they're going to smell marshmallowy goodness. Unfortunately, not many people are going to smell my face today. And in the meantime, I now have alcohol all over my dry skin. So anyway, I won't spray again. Why do I do that? Spray and then lean in and it just goes all over my face. It's like giving yourself a perfume facial. It's insane. Anyway, the fragrance. So this one has similar vibe to something like Oriana by Parfums de Marly. The same kind of neroli orange blossom feel with marshmallow. That's the kind of feel that you're going to get in this. Now, people have weighed in and most people feel that this smells more like Oriana by PDM as opposed to Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. So what I would consider this to smell like, like some people haven't smelled Love Don't Be Shy or Oriana. So this is got a little bit of citrus. It's a little bit musky. It feels a little bit fluffy. So some people think that it smells a little bit marshmallow-esque. It's quite sweet. It definitely, like, I get a kind of an orangey citrus with this. It has pear and raspberry in it as well. Not sure if I really smell that. just kind of a sweeter orange. This interestingly has no orange blossom or neroli. It's got jasmine and rose, but to me, it has a slight orange blossom, like more orange blossom than neroli. So neroli smells a little bit sharper to me than orange blossom. So this smells a little bit orange blossom, probably with the orange. So it's definitely floral, very feminine. It's quite musky, and the musk isn't like a, sometimes musk can smell clean. This doesn't smell clean. It smells kind of fluffy. So sometimes musk just creates kind of a like this, almost like dandelion fuzz, like just a poof. So that kind of adds to that fluffy feel, I think. It's sweet, it's feminine, it's fun to wear. It also smells actually really quite elegant and classy. This isn't blind buy safe as far as I'm concerned. You have to like florals to like this, but it is it's kind of that popular smell that's out that you find in Love Don't Be Shy or Oriana. So that fruity orange blossom feel is what you get in this. This also has kind of candied fruit notes as well. To me, it just smells like a woman that's wearing kind of a pink chiffon dress and kind of a cute little purse clutch, maybe with the metal that snaps shut. Maybe she's got white gloves on, like something almost from the 50s as far as that, you know, pink poofy dress and very feminine and sweet, but a little bit whimsical. That's what I get from Anam Gold. Very feminine fragrance. This is a safe fragrance to start with in the Middle Eastern realm. If you're not a fan of those deep, dark, sexy, oudy type fragrances, this has no oud. It just smells super feminine and girly. It's a fun fragrance. To me, you could wear this as a signature scent. I think you could wear it all year round. And to me, this has excellent longevity. Like you're going to get like 6 to 8 hours for sure. With beautiful sillage. It's just a really nice fragrance. So I think it's a fantastic fragrance and such a great value. This was one of the ones that was definitely on my wish list. So glad I got it. And, you know, I've smelt a ton of Middle Eastern fragrances over the past little while because of Val's collection. So these ones that I purchased this time were definitely standouts for me. Sometimes Middle Eastern fragrances, like there's a few where they're all really gorgeous, but they all smell very similar. So they all have that kind of Lancome oud bouquet feel. So what I mean by that is rose, oud, some sort of sweetness. So I'm not saying they smell like oud bouquet. I'm just saying they've got that same vibe. And how many do you need really of that? So, you know, I liked a lot of them, but didn't feel like I really needed them because I felt like Shaghoff Oud kind of fit that category and I don't need a ton of those. But this was definitely something that was a little bit more unique and I love the bottle. So happy to have this one. The next fragrance that had been on my radar for quite some time, thanks to actually Deep Green Beauty, was Kahlil Lux by Paris Corner. So she had given me a big sample of it in the springtime, I think it was. I just absolutely loved it. And also any of the girls that I talk about, I usually leave their, you know, if they have an Instagram or anything, I leave it linked down below. Deep Green Beauty has a beautiful Instagram, so does Val. But anyway, this is the Kahlil Lux. This is by Paris Corner. Again, the presentation is really nice. The box opens like that and it's in kind of a velvet case. The only thing about this one is the bottle's a little bit weird because it's got a stallion head on it. Now, as it turns out, I love the bottle because first of all, it's black and gold and I love horses. So it reminds me of my dad. So my dad, when I was growing up, we had a lot of Arabian horses. That was kind of the thing back in the day. In the 80s was showing Arabian horses. So we had many different Arabian horses, and I just think that they're so beautiful. This doesn't really look like an Arabian horse necessarily. It doesn't have enough of a dip in the nose, but it has that wild type feel. And what I found with Arabian horses is they're very almost dainty, very beautiful horses. To me, they'd almost be like the prima donna or the princesses of the horse realm because they're so They're a little bit high strung, not as high strung as thoroughbreds, but they're a bit high strung. But they're just so beautiful. And like when their manes are flowing kind of like this, they're just spectacular to look at. And when they would run across the field in a big herd, basically, it was always so gorgeous to watch that. So anyway, I actually really like this bottle. Now, what this is apparently inspired by is Kahlil's Invite Only Amber 23. Now, first of all, I can't get over the color of the juice in here. It's this beautiful kind of plummy purple, but I just love the bottle. So I always struggled with this fragrance because it just kind of went weird on me. So the notes just look spectacular and are right up my alley. So they've got tobacco, cinnamon, cherry, honey, hazelnut, rose. There's oud, sandalwood, vanilla. Like it's just a warm, spicy, delicious grouping of notes. And it's absolutely my cup of tea. However, like on the cap of Invite Only, I just loved it. On me, the scent went weird, and it went weird forever. I just recently sprayed this again to kind of compare, and it doesn't go weird on me anymore. So now it smells fantastic. It's definitely, like I've had this for about 2 years, I think. I got it right when Amber Invite Only came out, but I just did not like it. Now it smells like what I was anticipating. I really get the tobacco and the cinnamon and kind of that honeyed amber feel in this fragrance. So I'm absolutely loving this. So I'm glad that I actually got the Kahlil Nights because I would never have sprayed this back on my skin. Now I don't need a full bottle of this, but when I ran out of these two, I would probably actually purchase Amber Invite Only just because I like getting the original. That said, this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, is it in an exact dupe? No. I think it's very rare that you can ever actually get an exact dupe on a fragrance. That said, this is a gorgeous fragrance. Like, I find it extremely intoxicating. It's got that boozy kind of tobacco, warm, spicy fragrance that is perfect for the winter. It's uber sensual. It's quite sexy and alluring. This one has fantastic projection and longevity, like really, really excellent. And what I find with Middle Eastern fragrances is it's oftentimes the case that the longer that they sit, the better they get. This one smelled great right out of the gate, but I find that a lot of times the longevity starts to improve as it sits for a while. And sometimes the fragrance kind of shifts and changes. This one has a slight alcohol feel just in the very opening, but that dissipates within about a minute and you're left with that luxurious kind of sweet, resinous, boozy, tobacco-y, delicious, spicy, yummy. Ooh, it's so good. Like it smells super opulent. I put it in the same kind of genre as something like Tom Ford's Noir Perfume, where it smells luxurious, like maybe you'd be going to some fancy event, or you just smell like a dark kind of goddessy assassin that comes in and, you know, all of a sudden a man comes up to you and you start doing the tango, but you've got a dagger in your garter belt in your dress, which has a long, huge slit in it. So you're doing the tango and you're like really attracted to the guy, but you're probably going to knife him in the end. I know that sounds terrible, but kind of she would definitely wear this. So it's just opulent and sexy and rich and boozy, and it's everything that I love in a sexy fragrance. Ah, it's so good. And this, again, like I think all of these were under $40. So fantastic, fantastic fragrance. I find that this one is a little bit deeper and richer than this one. This one stays a little bit more almost fruity. So I find that I notice the cherry in this. I don't notice any cherry in this one. I notice more the boozy, tobacco-y, spicy feel in this one, more so than this one. This one still has that feel, but I noticed the fruit somehow in this one a little bit more. So I find this one a bit sweeter and this one a bit spicier. So the next fragrance that when I smelt it at Val's, I thought it was amazing. Then Hesse purchased it and I tried it with Nebras, like as a combo, and it was just absolutely amazing. So I really wanted to get it. And this is supposed to be inspired by Grand Swar by MFK, and it is Eternal Oud. Now I wanted to show it to you in the packaging. It just comes in a box, but then in the box is this crazy train like cloche that it comes in. It's you could actually pick it up by the cloche when the cloche isn't broken. Val's was broken, but mine was fine. It looks cheap. But I kind of like it. It's weird. I wouldn't store it in this. I'm gonna recycle this. But I thought I wanted to show it to you. And first of all, it kind of reminds me of like Beauty and the Beast with the whole thing, and you're anticipating a rose in there or something. But instead, you get this crazy tree. Almost looks like a bonsai tree in there. But then for whatever reason, I do not know what made me think of this, but when I see this, all I can think of is the scene from The Lion King where they're like, Alwenya Borerizia, hum, 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 like that one before the Circle of Life song. I don't even know the words, but like that whole thing, like that's all I think of when I see this for whatever reason. In fact, the tree almost looks like it's holding up the lion. Like, anyway, my imagination. But this bottle is weird again with the tree and the woody business cliff or whatever with the tree on it. But I kind of like it. It's unique and weird. Again, really heavy, solid, like metal cap, thick, heavy bottle. So I'm really impressed with the quality of bottles that all of these fragrances come in. This one, again, was really affordable. I usually link to FragranceNet. I'll probably link to Perfume Online because that's where I found these. But fragrancebuy.ca, they ship to the States. FragranceNet ships to Canada. And then Perfume Online, I think they ship to the States as well. And usually those are the three that I check in North America. I just find them to be reputable companies. And so I usually price check between all three of them to make sure I get the best deal. Sometimes they'll be sold out on one site, but not on another. So anyway, to the fragrance, this is supposed to be similar to Grand Swar. I know Hesse has Grand Swar, so she could probably better speak to it. I have no idea. I'll ask her to weigh in the comments to say what she thinks. Likely it's not the same. Like you can't, like MFK fragrances are just on a whole other level as far as smoothness and the blends and all of that. So I want to speak to this as its own thing. Now, this is a fragrance where I smelt it twice, loved it. I smelt it when I got it, and I'm not really a fan yet. So my guess is this bottle, because seriously, I loved it, or I thought I loved it both times. When I tried it at Hesse's, I mixed it with Nebras, and it was beautiful. Nebras is one I'm not sure I want to get. I likely will at some point if I've got extra coin. It's kind of a powdery, almost cacao. I don't know if I need it. It is nice, and it did work really well with this one. But anyway, this one, Grand Swar, I smell grapefruit right off the bat, like quite a lot of grapefruit. This also has plum in it. So quite a fruity kind of bright opening, which somehow I was shocked at. I don't know why, but I didn't notice that before. It's not bad. It's just brighter than I anticipated. So you get that grapefruit, you get the plum, and then I instantly get oud. I get the oud. There's vanilla and amber in here. Quite a lot of sweetness in it. I'm not sure about this one. Like, I think this is one that's going to need to macerate for a while, but I don't enjoy wearing it at this point. I don't like the smell of it. I'm really kind of disappointed. So this is one where I'll weigh back in. To me, it was like very, very unblended. It doesn't smell like it works. I smell grapefruit and kind of a little bit of sweetness, and then some oud and a little bit of amber and benzoin, like an amber benzoin vanilla kind of combo. It's not bad, but I feel like it's really scratchy. So I have a feeling that this one needs to macerate. So I will leave it alone for the next few months, like probably 1 to 2 months. Check back on this in end of January kind of thing to see if it improves. Because so far, not really loving it at all. Weigh in if you've tried it. Are you loving this one? Aren't you loving it? I would love to know. Hessie, if you watch this, weigh in and say what you think of it in comparison to Grand Swar. I pretty much can guess what she's going to say, but please weigh in. And if you've smelled both, weigh in as well. Again, I don't ever think fragrances are going to be exact dupes. I want something that can stand alone. So this one, it was my least favorite for sure out of the 4 that I got. The next one was completely blind buy, and it's called Baroque Satin Oud. And I believe that's supposed to be kind of inspired by Oud Satin Mood. Now, bizarrely, this one only costed me $20. Like it was $19.99. I think it's $32 on the website right now. But I got it for $20. Now it's 100 mils. The packaging, this one's an Alhambra. The packaging is a little bit plainer. It's just your regular designer style box, like just a box. But the bottle is awesome. So it's this gorgeous blue colored bottle. The juice inside makes the bottle look almost purple in the light. But yeah, it's this beautiful kind of steely blue colored bottle. Again, the cap is nice and heavy. This one I think is, no, it's metal, with the Baroque Satin Oud on here. This was definitely my favorite out of all 4. I am in love with this fragrance. I think probably this one needs to mature a little bit. I have Oud Satin Mood, like a sample of it. It's pretty close. I'm not going to go into comparing them today, but this is such a gorgeous fragrance right out of the gate. It's amazing. So Baroque Satin Oud is a beautiful rose, like a powdery rose. It's got violet in it. There's vanilla and oud and rose. I think that there's a few other notes. Off the cuff, it smells almost a little bit sweet, like there's some sort of fruit in it. I could definitely smell the violet in here, so there is that powdery quality, but the rose oud violet vanilla combo is so beautiful. It smells like velvet. So it smells like some sort of sensual rosy velvet. It smells very opulent and sophisticated. Like, it is a gorgeous fragrance. And because of the powdery quality, it doesn't smell like bam in your face. It smells a lot more soft and sensual and alluring as opposed to boom, smell me. So I love this. I love Oud Satin Mood. Like Hessie, the last time she came over and did a video with me, she doused me in Oud Satin Mood, and I could smell it on my clothes the very next day. Like, I could smell my clothes. I smelled my clothes. I could still smell it on my clothes, still smell it for a long time. Just absolutely a gorgeous fragrance. Like, I would say it's one of my favorite scent profiles. It's just sweet, rosy, slightly oudy, but not too much. Vanillic, powdery, but somehow so sophisticated, but cozy and comforting at the same time. So it smells very posh, yet cozy. I love it. So I was looking for different options. I know that Val had one. She had 2 different ones. This was one that I don't think she has this one. I kind of did some research, and this one seemed to be the most popular. I think it's one of the newer ones too, by Alhambra, which is, it's a sister company of Lattafa. But so impressed with this one. I'm in love with it. As far as longevity, can't really speak to it. I highly doubt it's as potent as Oud Satin Mood, but as this matures, my guess is it will be. But this was such a steal of a deal for 20 bucks. Even for, I think for most places right now, it's between 35 and 40. That's still a great price because it's so beautiful. This, like, it's beautiful. And if you know someone, again, thinking about getting someone a gorgeous gift, if you know that they love that rose oud combo, this is almost like a must have for rose oud, sweet rose oud lovers. This is seriously stunning and such a beautifully elegant fragrance for the winter months. So excited. So excited to have this one in my collection. By far my favorite out of all four. And that is it. Those are the ones that I purchased for Black Friday. I also am really wanting to get French coffee, but I may pass on it. I love smelling coffee. I love walking into coffee shops. I love smelling it in the mornings. I love smelling it before I drink it. I love drinking coffee, any kind of coffee. Love coffee. Don't know if I really want to smell it. Love it in desserts too. But I don't know if I want to fully smell like coffee. So we'll see. I may pull the plug on that one. And then there's one other one I'm looking at, which is Velvet Rose by Lattafa. It's supposed to be similar to La Vie Belle on Rose. I thought Val had that one, and that's why I was looking at it. As it turns out, she didn't have that one. So I don't know what I smelled or where I smelled it, but I have a feeling that I really want that one. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, that's it. What about you guys? Did you buy anything on Black Friday or did you save your coins? If you purchased, tell us what you got. If you saved your coins, let us know that you did that too. That's probably the wiser choice. And if you've tried any of these fragrances, weigh in and tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.